ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. Y'all better listen up. This sports talking tough. So if you got a cup, go on and raise it up. I'll raise one with you as we talk about the sports. It's raining stats and rumors. Let us give you the report. This is First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah.
What is up, everyone? We're here in August, week 0. We got college football this weekend. I mean, I don't think any of us can be more excited than it already is. It's the start of the best time of the year. I mean, you can't beat it. It's what's better than this? Nothing. College football is here. Let's jump into fall ball real quick. Honestly, there isn't really big news out of Texas outside of kind of what we've been talking about on a daily basis. And we were blessed with KJ jumping in, KJ Lacey jumping in with us on Friday, and he kind of spoke up about Parker Livingston being that guy at possible wide receiver 2 that we've been hearing a lot about, and I've been talking about Parker for a while now, so it kind of lives up to that. But what's going on in Tuscaloosa?
Well, I mean, the big news obviously was Jam Miller got hurt in the scrimmage this past Saturday. He underwent some kind of procedure this weekend. We're not really sure what that is at this point. Dislocated collarbone. So, the timetable is kind of 6 to 8 weeks. Kind of different reports come out. Some people are saying that the return is fast. Some people are saying 6 to 8 weeks. I mean, I think at this point, the word around town is going back for Georgia, right, which is week 5, which is literally like 6-7 weeks from right now. So that's the big news. Richard Young will probably fill that spot predominantly. Obviously, it's going to be a committee type thing. Daniel Hill will get a lot of touches. And I wouldn't be shocked to see Dre Washington get some playing time. He was going to be in some jumbo packages from what I hear. He's the transfer from ULL, fifth-year senior. Big dude, strong dude. It's good to have him because you got some leadership. You got a guy who's a lot older, a lot more mature. Then Ackland Deer. So you got 3 5-stars essentially filling that role with Dre Washington.
Tough.
So, tough. Hopefully it doesn't really cause any problems. I still think Jam Miller's pass blocking is one of the best in the nation. I know he's the best in that room at it, which is why he was the no doubt number 1 guy. But that's the big news for Bama, really. I mean, nothing else. Scrimmages are going great. We all know Ty Simpson's the starter now. That got announced, 30 minutes after we did an episode a couple weeks ago. But yeah, so that's really that. I mean, on my end, I don't know if y'all got anything else in y'all's.
No, I mean, LSU's got a whole lot of fucking nothing going on, which is good news in camp. There's not a lot of stuff coming out. There's the normal questions of like who's going to play O-line, what to start, but there's no big question marks. I guess the big one was the big old hoopla about Nuss's knee, and guys like Dove Cleveland on Twitter were like his career's over. I mean, stupid shit. Nuss is clearly fine. There's no real news. We had a little situation with gang-related activity that I think is still under investigation, but I don't know a lot about it. I'm just saying that's what got reported. But that was our second best freshman running back, so looks like LSU's back, if you ask me. That kind of news makes a guy like me feel like we're back.
Nothing really new out of South Bend other than they finally announced that CJ Carr was the starter. So really, other than that, and that was kind of expected anyways. So yeah, and Jelly will be the backup. So other than that, yeah, South Bend going pretty good. Fucking cold, and yeah, go Irish, I guess.
Got you. All right, so we'll get into our playoff picks this week. We're gonna roll from 12 to 1, and then we'll open it up for our discussions afterwards. I'll start it off. So coming in at 12 for me, it's gonna be Boise State, and they're gonna be outside of the top 4 since the whole conference realignment or the realignment of the playoffs has changed this year. Coming in at 11 is gonna be SMU. Coming in at 10 is gonna be Arizona State for me. Coming in at 9 is gonna be Alabama. Coming in at 8 will be K-State. At 7, I got Oregon coming in. Coming in at number 6 is Notre Dame. Number 5, I got Ohio State. Number 4, I got Georgia. Number 3, we got the Clemson Tigers. Number 2, we got Penn State. And number 1, the Texas Longhorns. How's yours looking, Cole?
Well, I'm shocked that you have Texas at number 1 for sure. That
That's what
surprised
it is, brother.
Yeah, that was the real stunner of the pod thus far.
me. So 12, I got Boise State as well. 11, I just realized mine became unnumbered on my phone, so if I miss one, let me know. 11, Iowa State. 10, South Carolina. 9, Arizona State. 8, Oregon. 7, Georgia. 6, Notre Dame. 5, Ohio State. 4, Texas. 3, Bama. 2, Penn State. And Clemson at number 1.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, so I just remembered as we were doing this that I took my notes on my phone, which I'm currently recording on. So this is going to be, I do remember it, but if I miss one, please just call me out and say you skipped a number. Whatever. Casual stuff right here. But, all right, I got it 12. I got Tulane. I got 11. I have Mizzou. 10. I've got Nebraska. 9. I've got Alabama. 8. I have Michigan. 7. I had Georgia. 6. I had Notre Dame. Again, my notes are on my phone. Let's take it easy with the eyeballs here. 5. I had Clemson. 4. I had Ohio State. 3. I had Texas. 2. I had LSU. 1. I had Penn State. That's all 12, right? I did it.
Yeah. Yep. You did it. I was following you the whole time.
I saw Bo make a couple faces during that where he was like,
No, no. It was just like okay. I fuck with it. All right. So here's my 12. So at 12, I've got James Madison. 11, I got K State. 10, Arizona State. 9, LSU. 8, Illinois. 7, Alabama. 6, and this seems to be a consensus pick, but Notre Dame. 5, Ohio State. 4, Georgia. 3, Penn State. 2, Clemson. 1, Texas.
Got it. All right. So anything that stands out for
Yeah.
anyone so far?
Why do you have Kansas State ahead of Bama? I'm just curious.
Why do I have Kansas State ahead of Bama?
Yeah, did you have them winning?
Yeah, they're winning the Big 12.
Okay. All right.
They're going to win the Big 12 for sure.
That was a big one for me. Do we all have Notre Dame at 6?
I think so.
I thought we did because it sounded like it. If not,
wait, I had a brain fart during mine. Not Nebraska at 10 for me. Kansas State was there.
Okay.
Kansas
Okay.
State.
I wanted to have Nebraska, and I remembered you had to have a Big 12 champ. I remember I did that note right before I went to get barbecue. So make that flip on the graphic.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think we're all pretty much in consensus with Notre Dame and Ohio State where we had them, right, Pete?
Yeah.
They're outside the top 4.
3 of us had, or 2 of us had Boise State. 1 had Tulane. And Bo, who was your 12?
James Madison.
James Madison.
The Duke.
I don't have much there. I mean, I think that spot can be a lot of different teams, right? I think we'd all agree on that.
Yes.
I mean, I'll kind of go through mine and explain my thought process. If that's cool.
Yeah, I was interested in how you had South Carolina at 10.
So I have South Carolina at 10. I have them losing to Bama and Clemson, and I have them beating LSU. Outside of those 3 games, I don't think there's a huge test there. Now, granted, I'll say this: I had LSU as my first team out at 9-3. If LSU beats South Carolina, then those 2 just flip flop for me, right? That's the game circled. I think I made it pretty clear when we did our schedule thing that I thought South Carolina would beat LSU. Because of, or they're one of the teams that could beat LSU because of the whole. I mean, Lenore Stokes could run all over, right? Buddha's told us many times that LSU's Achilles heel is a running quarterback.
Yeah,
Change it here, we'll see. but that was the reason why. Is because I had them with a head-to-head over LSU, but losses to Bama and Clemson to finish the year. Which again, and per my list, like that's two top 4 teams if they lose those two. So I don't think they miss the playoffs at 10-2 with that resume. I'll just say my conference champs. I had Clemson win the ACC. I had Bama win the SEC. I have Penn State winning the Big Ten against Ohio State. And then Big 12, I had Arizona State. Right. So, I mean, not a whole lot more into it. I have Iowa State. I have them losing to Arizona State in the Big 12 championship. So they go, 11-1 throughout the year and then lose that last game, which obviously the committee's already said, like, losing a conference championship is not going to kill you, right? That 11 spot's another one for me that, like, I feel like a lot of teams could have been there, right? Like, if one game goes differently from like 5 of my picks, it'll change the landscape of everything. If Bama doesn't beat Georgia, my entire list will change. That's just kind of what it is. But I'm pretty much hanging my hat on that. I do have Bama losing 2 games, though, throughout the year, just not to Georgia.
Who do you have them losing to, just out of curiosity?
I didn't really do mine, like, in pick games. I just have them dropping 2. I have them beating – I have them beating Georgia. I have them dropping 2 other ones. If I had to pick 2, I would say probably Tennessee and then probably a bad loss to, like, OU maybe. It hurts me. That'd be 2 years in a row. Maybe I'll say the last one on the schedule, so that'll never happen. But no, I had them dropping 2 games. What 2 those are, I didn't really, because I feel like if I went too deep into which games they would lose at that point, it shuffles everything and it makes it hard to really do this preseason, right? Yeah. So that's that. I had Oregon 11-1, and I had them losing to Penn State and missing out on the Big Ten championship. But besides that, I think my list is perfect. I don't think I get one of these wrong. So.
My hot take, did everybody have Oregon except did y'all 2 have Oregon, Bo and Pete?
I had Oregon at 7.
I did not have Oregon. I had Oregon at 7. I had Illinois in there instead. Just based off the fact of how many of their starters, they returned most of their O-line, Altmaier's back for another year, and really, I don't know if you guys have looked at their schedule or not. A lot of predictors this year have them as like the IU that was last year. So they've got a very strong defense, and they returned the majority of their starters on the offense. And you're looking at a cakewalk schedule, I think, outside of maybe Ohio State, I'm pretty sure is on their schedule. But other than that, it's like they could be 11-1 going into the playoffs.
They were another one I had, like, a lot of problems leaving out. I put Iowa State in because also that Rocco Beck kid that plays for Iowa State at quarterback threw for like 3,700 last year.
Oh my god!
Dude, he's nasty. I mean, look,
I thought the pick that I saw Bo when I made, he kind of gave like a face. Was I had Mizzou at 11.
I made a face for that. Yeah.
Mizzou's schedule is very favorable.
So
they've gotten back 10-win seasons. If they rattle off 10 again, I think they get in the back end of this thing because they're being an SEC team with 10 wins. It's going to be almost impossible to tell them they can get in.
Yeah, so I when you said it, I made a face. As you kept going, thought process, I do remember looking at their schedule and I'm just being like, how do they not win 10 games?
That was my thing when I looked at them.
Yeah.
I don't think they're one of the best 11 Power Fours, like if you were to play. But I do think they're going to have one of the best Power Four resumes. And again, they're going to be an SEC team with 10 wins, in my opinion, which I can't realistically put them at 15.
Right.
Like again,
I do think a lot of this when you're looking at preseason, or at least I do. Like I look at the schedules and I'm like, okay, how many teams can realistically beat this team on their schedule? And you're right. I mean, look, maybe I dropped the ball a little bit and I have them at 11. But if they play even decent, I think they're right in the conversation. I mean, last year I think they went 9-3, huh? Maybe 8-4.
Yeah, and they went 10-2, then 9-3. And last year, everybody talks about this with Mizzou. Well, they don't have Brady Cook or Luther Burden. Brady Cook and Luther Burden sucked last year. They didn't really have them last year. So, and they still figured out how to win. It was also the quietest 9-3 season I ever remember from a team. They just kind of snuck to 9-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some wins late and some losses kind of late that made you kind of scratch your head because they got 7-point wins and sometimes they had a 4-point loss that they could have won. They squeaked out a 7-point win over OU. 7-point win against Arkansas. So that's why I don't have them in there because I see them losing these games. There's a few games that they played close that I think the other teams are going to be better on the other side of the ball. I think Arkansas is going to be a better football team than they were last year. So I think they'll give Mizzou probably a run for their money. I don't see Mizzou. Mizzou got shut out against Bama last year. So I think when they play the big guys like them, they're going to get shot out, just embarrassed. When they played A&M kind of mopped the floor with them 41-10. I see that kind of happening again with another big time lopsided wins. I do see them possibly squeaking out some wins like they did this past year with 7-point wins to clear it up, but I just don't see them being a playoff team when it comes to the end of the season.
Arkansas, you mentioned them. They're a team that, like, I made the pick that I think they beat Notre Dame. Like, that was kind of a bold take. I kind of dug in. I kind of hate that I made that pick. Their insiders are like, this is the worst team we've had in years. Their
Yeah.
coaching staff has come out and been like, we cannot get after the quarterback. We have zero pass rush. We don't know what to do. Their coaching staff has come out and basically said that, which makes me go like, that ain't good.
And look, I think also like this time of year, like I think some people start to kind of get humbled, but I also think some people kind of panic, right? Like I also saw some of the stuff from Arkansas's like 0-3 stuff of them saying like how this team is so bad, but it's also kind of one of those situations where like first of all it's practice, right? Everything's different in practice.
Absolutely.
Look, Ty Simpson allegedly did not throw a single interception all fall camp so far. He's going to throw an interception in the season. There's no doubt in my mind.
I hope he does.
I mean, look, let's hope he doesn't, right? Like, obviously, like I think too wrapped up into like what's happening in fall camp. It's kind of silly. I don't know that I think Arkansas is going to come out and go like 10-2 or 9-3, but I think from a fan perspective, like you have to kind of just sit back and be like, all right, let's just see what happens week one. Let's see how it plays out, right?
I'm also another team I had in my top 12 that nobody else is probably going to have is Michigan. I'm pretty high on Michigan.
Oh, yeah. That was one I heard that I didn't hear from anybody else.
I've actually got Michigan in the Big Ten title game against Penn State.
Yeah, I mean, I am extremely low on Michigan. And by low, I mean I think they go like 8-4, 9-3. Like I'm not saying they go like 6-6, right? I refuse to buy into a $12 million true freshman. I'm just not going to do it, figuratively or like literally money. But we'll see. Look, been almost 4, but I do know this about Michigan is that like they're really good at cheating and like everyone just being like, oh, it's okay. Like,
yeah, they can do whatever they feel like, right? Like they kind of have the golden in their ass. Like,
as a fan of a team that fell victim to that, right? They could probably beat everybody if they just steal the right lines. So we'll see. But no, I was kind of surprised by that pick.
Yeah, that one kind of threw me for a loop too. I was like, "Whoa, Michigan." Okay.
Is everyone's top 3 pretty much? I think maybe Buddha, you had LSU in your top 3, right?
Because I have LSU. I have LSU and Texas playing in the SEC championship. To be honest with you, I have no idea who I would pick as a winner. So for the sake of it, I picked LSU to beat them. But like to me, that's a coin flip. But that's my SEC title game. Is Texas and LSU.
Okay,
and obviously
Cole, you had
beat it higher.
Yeah,
I had.
Yeah.
So
you had Bama, right?
I had Clemson, Penn State, Bama, Texas in my top 4.
I'm assuming I was the same concept. You had Bama and Texas in the SEC title. Yeah, so basically same logic.
I mean, can we all like collectively say? I mean, at least Penn State's at least like either a top 3 team, if not, I mean, 1 or 2, considering their schedule.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they get by with an easy schedule every year, and not only that, but they did return Katron Allen and Singleton both from last year. So I mean, you've got the bulk of your starters. It's going to be, I think it's going to be similar thing to what outside of having Tyler Warren to throw to, obviously, but I mean, you're returning most of your threats in your backfield, kind of like what Ohio State did last year. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the Nittany Lions are going to be hoisting up a fucking trophy at the end of the season, but I mean, they're definitely going to be a top 3 team at least. I would say bare minimum.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of have to walk myself back here a little bit because I kind of went into the whole preseason top 10. We did that, and I had Penn State at 3. I said I hated it. I said I think they're that good. I still don't think they're going to be that great. I think they're going to be worse than they were last year, but I think their schedule just kind of works out to where they could easily get to the Big Ten championship, and I think if they do, I think they'll pull it out. That's just my.
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about James Franklin can't win the big game. There was also like Dabo and Clemson could not win the big game until they just did. Like at some point, it feels like he's putting together rosters that are good enough to compete. At some point, he's going to get over the hump and beat somebody, and it feels like once he beats one of them, he'll beat a couple. This year, I have him at 1. I think they could run the table. Like,
I think their toughest 2 games are Oregon, Ohio State.
yeah,
That's it. I mean, everyone's kind of building up Nebraska to be something that I don't know if they'll be that. They got a decent quarterback, but outside of that, they kind of struggle with pretty much everything.
I think Raiola's still got about another year before he has a breakout. I think he looked decent last year, but I mean, also in moments he struggled heavy. So I think Raiola, unless he really steps into his own this year, I think next year, I think junior year Raiola at Nebraska, it's going to be that might be a decent team to watch out for. But for right now, I still think they're going to be 7-5.
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
Kind of stuck where they're
Indiana.
at.
What you said?
They've got a little bit of Indiana scheduling. It's a little bit more difficult than the Indiana one, but they have a real chance to. If they beat Michigan, they got a real chance to go on to have a lot of wins and very little losses late in the season. I forgot the exact number, but I think they can probably get to like 7-1 if they beat Michigan. Like they'll be in a spot where they're top 10 team cruising.
Wow.
But here's the team that the Big 12 to me is a conference. I mean, we could talk about it. None of us can probably make an educated guess as to who's going to win it. Like Arizona State's going to be a lot of people's pick because like you like the coach, they bring the quarterback back. I think they won like 7 one-score games last year, which history would tell you can't repeat, like you mentioned with Mizzou. But then it's like, well, then who's gonna take the reins in that conference? Like you think Utah, because their coach is probably the best coach in the conference,
Yeah.
but that league feels like anybody could win it, and anybody could come in dead last. I mean, I don't remember a Power 4 conference that even ever.
Yeah, I mean that leads me to my pick of the Big 12. Who I got as the conference winners is K-State.
Same.
Their little quarterback is phenomenal.
Avery.
Avery Johnson is a baller. I mean, and, hey, and we'll see. And I mean, me picking him to win the Big 12 kind of leads to who I was going to pick in Farmageddon, obviously, because they're facing number 22 Iowa State to open it up, which is an incredible game that people are keeping overlooked. And we're going to make those picks too. But I just think Avery Johnson is the dude can throw it, and whenever he's using his legs, he's deadly. He is super deadly. So I mean, they open up with a big one, and then outside of that, their schedule is very favorable. They don't have a ranked game again until they play Texas Tech, and that's their 4th to last game of the year.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That conference is but like, I mean, there's a couple teams I could probably think of. Like TCU feels like they could end up winning the conference. Like they got a really good quarterback. They were just like they got a coach who's played playoff football. Like Kansas State, Iowa State, obviously, Arizona State, Texas Tech just went all in on the portal and spending money. Like, I mean, I don't think Colorado's got a chance, but like, you can't count anyone out of that conference. Kansas, if Jalen Daniels gets hot, they might go on a run. And like, what a shit show of a conference. What a fun. That's like if you were an alien were to come down and you go like, what's college football like? Just like let them watch Big 12 football. It's like there's gonna be a lot of bad football. There's gonna be a lot of close games.
Yeah.
So and what does Gundy do? Mike Gundy just took a huge pay cut to stay as the head coach at Ohio State, at Oklahoma State. Does he turn it around? Does he get him back to winning after having a horrible season with arguably one of the better running backs in the country last year in Ollie Gordon?
Doesn't it feel like a Gundy season though? Like
It
Gundy's
does.
career
It does.
every year year we crown him like they're taking the step, they're dog shit, and then when nobody talks about him, this screams they're going to be like 10-1 entering the last week of the season, ranked like 6th, and you'll be like, what? Or
Yes.
was it Boone Pickens?
With the Big 12 is like, so I also was, I thought Avery Johnson was better than what statistically what he is, right? So he threw for like 2,600 last year. I thought he was well over 3,000. I do remember like several times watching him and be like, damn, this kid's a baller. Now, granted, is Kansas State the better team outside of Arizona State in that conference? I don't know. I mean, I don't watch enough of that conference to know. But dude, I'll bring up Rocco Becht again from Iowa State. I mean, I don't know why they're not getting the credit. Maybe they're just not a good team overall. But that kicking ball, that's probably my dark horse to win that conference. If I'm not picking Arizona State to win that conference, I'm probably picking Iowa State.
Didn't Iowa State last year, wasn't it their best season in program history?
Believe it was up there. I'm not sure if it was
10-2, and I believe it was their best record in program history.
did they,
Like, they're
they
good.
yeah, they lost the conference championship too, I believe.
Yeah, they lost it to Arizona State.
Yeah.
All walked in that game, but I want to say it was their best year in program history. Like, they had like an all-time good year last year. Also, is the Big 12, outside of the top tier talent, is it the best quarterback conference from top to bottom? I mean, I can rattle off like 7 of them that are all really good players. Josh Hoover at TCU, Rocco Becht, Avery Johnson, Sam Levitt. Whoever's going to start in Colorado is probably going to be pretty damn good. Like, they got Jalen Daniels at Kansas. Who's the Texas Tech quarterback? He's also pretty good. I mean, they got
I have
a
no
lot of
idea who it
dudes.
is. I have
They
no
got a lot
idea
of
who
dudes
Texas Tech.
fucking good college quarterbacks.
I don't know them enough, like I said, to say they're not, but I would just go on a limb and say they're not. That makes sense. I mean,
I thought about this a lot today.
no, well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you came with the sauce just now with rattling off those names. But like, I'll be honest, I haven't heard of probably 3 of the names you just said. So like, no, I disagree with you wholeheartedly, and no, I don't have a real review. I just don't believe you.
Yeah, no, because I started thinking, because everybody gets like obviously
a perfect example is Avery Johnson. He threw for 2,600 last year. So like, it's not like he threw for like 3,500. Now Rocco Becht did. I can tell you that. But
yeah, I think my thing is like, to me, Avery Johnson is kind of the Big 12's like Lenore Sellers, where it's like it was really fun. The stat sheet doesn't blow your mind, but it's like if you watched it, it's like, oh wait, he can play. This came to mind because I started thinking about the Big 10 quarterback situation, and I was like, that's kind of a dog shit quarterback situation. Like, all their best players are young guys who are unproven. Like, if we start around, like, Luke Altmaier might be the best proven quarterback in the Big 10, or Drew Aller. After Drew Aller and Luke Altmaier, it's Julian Sayin, hadn't played yet. Bryce Underwood hadn't played yet. Raiola is a sophomore and wasn't terrific last year, was okay. And I went through the Big 12, and I was like, they got 8 dudes that could win Player of the Year.
Yeah. While we're on the Big 12, let's not forget Texas took a big hit. They're starting running backs out for the season. The transfer from USC, Joyner. So that's a huge setback for him because they were making on him being a big part of the team. So that sets that team back. So it's kind of like what's going to happen on that front as well.
Yeah.
Let's get into Farmageddon. 2 of the teams we keep talking about while we're on the Big 12, Iowa State and Kansas State. Obviously, with my playoff picks and my conference winner, I'm leaning Kansas State. So, how do we feel about it, fellas?
Yeah, I mean, well, same situation you're in, right? Like, I have Iowa State playoff and not Kansas State. I have Iowa State beating Kansas State and Farmageddon. Big reason I've said his name a million times, Rocco Becht. Iowa State's coming off a huge year last year, conference championship loss. I think they're a 3-point underdog, so I don't think this is a crazy take. But that's what I have winning that game. Who do we got?
So first of all, with Farmageddon, you can call it whatever you'd like. I'm going to call it gay that they're playing overseas. That's what I'm going to say. That game should be on America. How you going to have Farmageddon being played not on American soil. That's a problem I have. Now, the thing I don't have a problem with is what a week 0 matchup we get. What a treat. What a treat. I've got Kansas State winning it. Very similar to y'all. I have them in my playoff. I have them winning the Big 12. Kansas State's going to win the game, in my opinion. The game should be played on American soil. Also, don't love a conference matchup. Imagine if you had a conference matchup week 0. Somebody's going to be 0-1 before anybody else plays a game.
I agree. I think it's the dumbest shit in the world, but
2 ranked teams too. Number 22 versus number 17.
yeah, crazy.
How you feeling about it, Bo?
Well, I mean, just kind of looking at my playoff ranks and everything. I mean, I do have K-State at my 11th spot, but I'm going to go against the grade here, and that might just be one of their losses on the year, and it is what it is. So give me Iowa State. Give me Iowa State winning that game.
Whatever.
Yeah, I guess this is what the second year that they've played at this opening game in Ireland. Third.
Yeah, because then they did Notre Dame Navy. Then they
That
did
was
Georgia Florida State.
I thought Notre Dame Navy was last year. Oh no, you're right.
No.
You're right.
It was
Yeah.
2 years ago. They did Georgia Tech, Florida State, and now this one. I think next year's TCU and somebody else.
I just remember the Notre Dame one because I convinced everyone that, first of all, even though Navy was a 21-point underdog, that you do not bet against our troops on foreign soil. And I'll be damned, our troops got their ass kicked on foreign soil. So that kind of sucked, right?
Yeah.
What a patriotic pick, though.
You, Bo.
Hey, dude.
Bo's anti-American.
I was sending people videos of battleships, fighter jets. I was like, you don't bet against the American troops on foreign soil. And boy, they didn't even
And then the
cover the
fucking
21
Irish
and a half.
beat the shit out of them with a sack of taters.
Well, Bo, if you want to be a terrorist, that's fine, but I'm not going to be one.
Wasn't that Hartman coming out party? Like everybody was like, oh my God, look at this guy.
Yep.
Bo, terrorist confirmed. Got it. Noted.
Here's a fun pick too. This one, let's pick on this one. I just thought about it. Thought we should do it. I already know who he's going to pick. I told Cole who he's going to pick weeks ahead ago when we first heard it was announced. Corso's going to pick the Buckeye because he started with the Buckeye. That's why he's ending with Ohio State game. I think he's going to pick OSU to win just because he's going to stick with it. I still think he thinks Texas. He still wants Texas to win a national championship because he was big on them last year. But I think he ends with whatever the Buckeyes name is, just because that's who he started with.
Yeah, I think they call the Buckeye the Buckeye. Bucky the Buckeye. They got a gas station named after
Brutus. It's Brutus.
Yeah, you're right. It's Brutus. I'm just being toxic over here. I'm trying to have fun.
Well, Pete's a big Ohio State fan. He just knew their mascot's name. He knows them on a first name basis.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Knows them on a first name basis. That's his boy.
Yeah, no, I agree though. I think he's gonna pick Ohio State. You know, I think it's kind of the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to pick Ohio State. To me, that game's like one of the most coin flip games of the season. Like, I think he picks Ohio State maybe because he thinks they win, maybe just for, to cap off the incredible career. Whatever. I do think he does that. Now, I think the question is, how much do we get, of course, how much time do we get? Do we just get the headgear pick, or do, he have a full moment? I'm assuming they're going to do a tribute, but,
oh yeah, they're gonna do a full moment.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be big.
I'm gonna cry.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna bawl crying.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be sobbing.
I'm not gonna be that drunk yet, but I will.
Week one, I always get too hammered way too early.
Well, this is a perfect lineup to get hammered way early.
I do it every year. Every year, I tell myself, don't get blackout drunk. LSU always plays the night game. Every year, by about 4 o'clock, I'm sloppy drunk.
Happens, dog. Happens.
That's why they have DoorDash.
You got to get it together so you don't pass out before kickoff.
Fight dudes on Twitter and stuff. Just a nightmare situation.
I'm fully prepared to be an absolute problem that whole day. I'm ready for it. I'm talking I'm walking around Clemson's campus. I'm gonna be at the game with my buddies. I'm gonna just be walking around. Every time I see a pledge, I'm like, give me a beer pledge. Dude, I'm just gonna dare them to say something to me.
It's just I don't
And then are you going to be quiet after the game whenever they win? You're just going to be like walking around with your head down?
No, I see this like this is the thing. It's like if LSU loses, like I will be bummed. I mean, I do want LSU to win, so like my partners are happy. But like at the end of the day, like I don't have a true dog in the fight. I'm be cheering for LSU, so like I'll be bummed for probably like an hour or two. But then like I'll just be right back at it. Hopefully, I'm celebrating a Bama win. I can just be like, hey, I mean,
I have a.
at
This
least
is
my
my.
team.
I was thinking about this Clemson team a lot. Obviously, LSU's playing them. Pete and I talked about them a little bit early on the live on Friday. They kind of give me a little bit of 23 LSU vibes. Returning quarterback, everybody's high on it. The roster's good. Good coach. Went 9-3. Feels like you're going to make the next step. And then I've kind of dug into a lot of their elite players, and the stat sheet doesn't necessarily translate to how the media's talking about it. They're all really good players, but very few of them stats jump off the page at you. And they did get dog walked a couple times last year. Like, I think they're going to be really good. They just kind of give me the vibe. On paper, they should be, and I'm curious to see what that translates to.
And again, and I
Yeah,
think I did touch on this too with them losing Maffa there at running back's going to be like a huge detriment to
Huge.
their offense. I mean, because he carried him. He was what, like a 1,600 yard carrier last year, I think. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong,
It
but I
was
think
about
anywhere between like 1,500 yards. I mean, don't get me wrong, Klubnik looked really good, but I mean, you take almost I would say 1,700 total yards of offense, piece out of there. You're going to have to rely a lot on your receivers, and I think they have a freshman starting sophomore taking his
it's a young
place.
guy in the
So,
backfield.
yeah. So,
yeah. I mean, I think for me, the thing with Clemson sticks
I
out
don't
is
know. Go ahead.
well, I was just say for me, the thing that sticks out about Clemson is you got the schedule up right now, Pete. Is that
I got their last year's schedules and some of the stats.
I was gonna hit on that, but I'll let you take that one. The thing that sticks out for me is, like I said, they got all 5 of their linemen are all seniors. 3 of them are 5th-year seniors. I think that's when you got that core group. And look, to be clear, like I have LSU winning the game. Like I'm not walking back with pick. I'm just saying the thing that would worry me is the O line is supposed to be elite, and their defensive front is supposed to be elite. When you got those 2 things going for you, and then obviously you got Klubnik, who's supposed to be like the guy that's going to walk on water this year. I mean, I think it's going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be a magical game. I can't wait for it. Go ahead,
I
Pete.
agree.
We were talking about their running back room. They have a junior running back coming back.
What
They
did
had over, what did he finish with? He only had 30 carries last year. He had 122 yards and a touchdown. Who else did they have in the backfield? So I mean, you got to think he's going to get more reps than he did last year. He's got a senior offensive line in front of him that's going to be pretty much dominant, or it seems should be dominant on paper. So I mean, it's they do return dogs on in the backfield. Just I mean, they just didn't get as many reps as
they're behind
Moffitt.
was obviously a monster. And to Buddha's point, they did get absolutely dog walked by Georgia to start the season. But after that, I mean, you got the bad losses. Louisville, obviously. You lose by 2 possessions, and then you lose by a field goal against South Carolina. But no, look, I mean, I don't get the same feeling Buddha's getting on it. But like I said, I also have LSU winning the game, so take that how you.
Oh yeah, their sophomore that they got coming back had over 200 yards rushing. He had 295 yards rushing. He had 3 touchdowns. He was a weapon out of the backfield as well. So I
what
mean,
was his what was his per carry, Pete?
yards per carry was 6.9.
69. That's fun.
So I mean, that's just another weapon that they got there. And I mean, we don't follow Clemson as much as so we couldn't tell you what they look like coming out of spring. But I mean, just based off of what you're seeing they put out last year, they got someone back there. But we'll see. That offensive front is scary for me. I mean, and Cade Klubnik's just the kid's a stud.
No, I want to get it correct. Like, I think they're going to be really good. I also think they're going to be like, I think their worst case scenario is 10-2 because the ACC is so bad. Like, I think they're going to be 11-1 is what I actually think they'll be. My question, I think, would be like, I watch so much college football content, so much of it. And I think we're in a weird year where there is no alpha. So people are clinging to try to find one. So I think Penn State gets this love too, which I'm guilty of it with Penn State. But I feel like Penn State and Clemson are both getting this, like, well, on paper, it's an old team with good quarterbacks and experienced coaches. We got to crown them early. And I just think it's a year where we don't really have a team that you can point to and go, every team you can point to, you go, they have flaws. Or I have questions. Like, even if you pick Texas or Ohio State, they're still like first-year starting quarterbacks. Like, there's question marks there. Where I think Clemson and Penn State, there aren't a lot of question marks as to what the roster is going to look like. So I'm intrigued to see if both of them live up to the hype. I think Clemson's more likely because their schedule is way easier. Like, Penn State
Yeah.
could lose 2 or 3 games just because they're going to play Big Ten teams that are a little bit better than the bottom end of the ACC.
Yeah, this is kind of where I run into an issue with just the landscape of college football in general. Like, so like if I'm picking who's the top dog right now, I mean, I think like you said, I think everybody's saying Clemson. I'd probably say it too. But I think a lot of that goes into the fact that they're not going to lose more than 2 games. There's no
No way.
shot.
It'd be a
There's
shock.
I'd be in shock. And I think part of the issue is, like you said, like the ACC is so much different. I think if Clemson played an SEC schedule, I think they would be ranked like 8th or 9th or even outside of that in preseason rankings right now. But I think so much goes into the fact that the schedule is so much different. I think even if they were in the Big Ten, it'd be a completely different projection for them. So no, I completely get what you're saying. I will say, and I brought this up when we talked about Penn State a while back, Tyler Warren carried so much of that weight for that offense. It was like 30-something% of the passes went to him. And I think it was 40-something% of all targets went to him. So it's like, that to me, that's the big question mark there. It's like you're losing so much production from him. So if I'm picking who's the alpha, I mean, I'm saying right now it's Clemson until proven otherwise. But again, I have them being proved otherwise week 1. So,
What are y'all's thoughts on Ohio State naming Julian Sayin as a starting quarterback?
well, I mean, look, he was at Bama for, I don't know, 2 weeks. I from what I remember, he was a very highly sought after recruit, 5-star quarterback. I can't remember if he was number 1 overall quarterback that year or not. If he wasn't, I think he was 2 or 3. The kid can sling it. I mean, I remember seeing like his high school highlights, being like, "Oh yeah, this is great." But then he obviously transfers out and sat a year behind Will Howard, right? So, he's probably a completely different kid than he was in high school now, obviously. I think that's their best option. I think he could be really good, but I also think he could just be like kind of average, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards. I mean, I do have them making the playoff very easily, obviously, but we'll see. I mean, to me, it's hard to predict what somebody like that's going to do when you haven't seen them play a single down of college football, right?
Exactly.
Even though he does have. Oh, go ahead, Buddha. Oh, no, I was just going to say, I mean, with Sayin being at quarterback, I mean, they are returning 3 out of the 4 primary receivers they had last year. So, I mean, you've still got Jeremiah Smith, who did put on more weight and got faster in the offseason, which is hard to believe. You've got Carnell Tate, who's was a 3 option. Now he's moving up to a 2. And I don't remember who their third guy was at receiver they had, but he was like 4th or 5th on their depth chart last year. And, obviously he's going to be taking another step forward. But I think one of their biggest question marks is where they got in trouble last year. They could rely on both Henderson and Judkins. They don't have that this year. So, I mean, if Sayin's like playing bad, I don't even know who their running back is. So
they brought in C.J. Donaldson from transfer from where's he transfer from? Transfer from West Virginia.
I didn't watch him at all.
Yeah, he was good at West Virginia. He was a player that everybody was kind of looking at as to be trouble and problems, and he was while he was at West Virginia. But he's going into a new offense. I see Julian Sayin as dead man walking. Colin Simmons kind of put it out there whenever Ohio State announced that he put him on all he did was put him up on his story, on his IG story, like, hey, This is who I'm going to be on. He's going to face against one of the best defensive fronts that he's seen in defensive edge rushers that are outstandingly good. Probably arguably the best linebacker in the country in Hill, and then a secondary that comes back stacked as well. So I think as much as everyone's like, oh, this is Arch's first big game, this is Julian Saint's first big game as well.
It is.
And he's facing one of the better defenses in the nation. So it's gonna be fun to watch.
I could see him struggling in week one. I don't think he's a dead man walking, because I would challenge you to say, what's the last bad quarterback that Ohio State rolled out? Like, it's a dream scenario for a quarterback. You got Jeremiah Smith, Cardell Tate. You're going to have a really talented defense. Your schedule's going to be tough only a little bit. Like, you're going to have enough down games where you're going to run up the score. Like, it was a big – I mean, to me, I never thought he wasn't going to be their starter. Like, I know they talked about it, but to me, it was never – to me, it was like the Ty Simpson deal. It was like, I feel like I knew he was their starter in May. Like, I didn't care about this other guy's getting reps. I was like, they're going to name him. Again, I could see him struggling week one, but, like, it's like a dream scenario for a quarterback. Like, Jeremiah Smith is like, who wouldn't want, like, what quarterback's not going to look good throwing to him? Like, just throw it to him.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier said. It's a lot easier said than done, especially against this Texas secondary. I mean, Jeremiah Smith had one.
You're talking like, I think he could throw for 120 yards in the first game and have 2 picks, and then still go on to throw for 3,000 yards and have a perfectly fine season and still be considered a top 10 quarterback in the country. Like, I don't think the first game kills him or anything. Like, I don't think it matters what happens that first game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to note, like I don't know if I'm as high on Julian Saint as it seems like Buddha is. I don't know if he is or not. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely see him struggling week one, but I don't know that necessarily changed a lot of my thought process of that game. But I do think he can go on after that and do just fine. I mean, I think having Jeremiah Smith and Cardell Tate in your back pocket are pretty phenomenal options here. Yeah. So it is kind of a, the only thing he's missing is a really powerful running back, right? We know the line's will be good. We know the receiver room's good. We don't know what the running back room's gonna look like. But so I think if I had to pick a situation to go into, having those two would be pretty nice. But no, I do think Colin Simmons is going to be pretty upset with Julian Saint. I don't think it's gonna be nice to him. I'll just say that.
Yeah, like, here's the deal. I'm not high on Saint. I think Salem could end up being a really good player. I'm high on the title Ohio State quarterback. Like, to me, you could plug pretty much anybody there that's competent, and they're going to put up good numbers and be successful, right? Like, I think, like, and again, that's not in every game. I know Pete's going to go right back to the Texas game. Like, this is the totality of the season with the weapons they have, who they're going to play, how they coach it up. Ohio State quarterback's going to put up good numbers. Like, that's just
just Texas game.
Yeah. I think with it playing out the way I see it playing out similar to when Ohio State was kind of confused at who they wanted quarterback the last time Texas went to the horseshoe. When it was they had the freshman phenom who played wide receiver for him at times too. I can't think of his name. Number 2. No, not Braxton Miller. Pryor. Terrell Pryor and their senior quarterback they had at the time that they rotated in. I think that we see something like that happen going around into midseason. I think that it's just going to be a lot of pressure on the kid. I mean, after the Texas game, they got pretty much easy games, 2 easy games. They got Grambling, Ohio. Washington might be tougher than some people think. Minnesota, and then they got Illinois. That's, I guess, their first real big one. Outside of that, then they got Wisconsin. Penn State will probably be a troublesome game. Outside of that, it looks kind of easy. We'll see how it comes out. I just don't. I don't see it, but that's just me.
I think what'll happen is I think he'll go out against Texas, throw for like 200 or less, and I think he'll go out against Grambling and throw for like 360, and they'll be just on the mountain like Heisman. We all seen that too many times.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Julian Saint. Nothing. He wasn't a recruit that LSU was going to get at any point. He hasn't played college football. I know nothing about him except that I didn't know he was a white dude until this offseason. I thought this whole time he was a black guy. I thought he was the kid that's at Colorado. I confused the two of them. You know what I'm talking about? The kid that was at Georgia, committed to Georgia, ended up going to – I thought that was Julian Saint for a long time. I thought they were the same guy. When I saw Julian Saint was a white guy that looks like A.J. McCarron, Greg McElroy, the go-to, like, comb-over Alabama quarterback, I was stunned. Didn't expect that. That's all I know about the kid. All I'm saying though is I think you could throw Pete at quarterback for Ohio State. He's gonna put up decent numbers. Because again, you could just flip it to Jeremiah Smith against Grambling, and he'll probably go for 400 yards. Just give him the ball. They can't stop him. So he's gonna put up numbers where you're like Cole said, they're gonna be pounding the chest, going, he's a Heisman winner. Even if he has a bad game, like it's just the deal. I know nothing about Julian Sagan. I've been told he can spin it, which I don't know if that means he has a strong arm or he's accurate. What does that mean?
I mean, this kid's a former 5-star. Like,
so is Jackson Arnold. So is Jackson Arnold. So is Jackson Arnold.
Oh, J.A. catching a stray. Look out.
Oh.
Is he not? That was Jackson Arnold not like they ran off. OU ran off Dylan Gabriel. It was like, we have a 5-star. So 5-stars can suck. But I think you put Jackson Arnold at Ohio State and he puts some okay numbers.
This is true, but Jackson Arnold transferred to Auburn. Julian Sand transferred to Ohio State. So I think there's a difference.
He's on Auburn, dude. That's the 9-time national champion Auburn Tiger Eagles.
Look, I guess it's that time of the podcast where we just talk about little bro here. Like, that school, they're such scumbags, dude. Like, they want to, and this was the thing that pissed me off, is there's a quote from like one of their like board members or something saying like, we're tired of taking the high road and not claiming what's rightfully ours. Like, shut up. It's 2025. You don't claim titles anymore. That's not a thing anymore. Get out of here. One of the titles they claimed lost like 3 games. Huh?
Bo, have you seen this, what we're talking about?
I don't think I have. I don't think I've
Auburn
seen it.
Auburn today claimed 7 national titles today. They just came out and they're like, these are our national titles. Whatever. Today they just decided like, hey, these titles are ours. It was like 2004, 1958.
Well, there was also 2 of them, one from 1910 and from 1914. Like, what are we fucking doing, man?
Also, how do you randomly just claim a title from 2004? Like, we didn't have fucking television and we don't have video of it. We know you didn't play in the game.
Buddha, you should feel slapped in the face because, look, I mean, I'm sorry our little brother did this to you, but they claimed 1958, which was y'all's.
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
Pretty much every one of LSU's titles somebody else tries to claim. In 03, USC claims that one. 58, apparently Auburn says they're the champs, which is insane that, like, until 2000, teams could just come out and go, we're the national champ. I mean, UCF claims a national title in, 2017? Like, that's in the state. It says 2017 national champions.
They had a parade. They did everything. They swore. It was theirs.
Me. So guess what? I'd like to go on record right now and say LSU's the 2025 national champions. I'm claiming it right now. We're the national. Look, you don't have to claim it. I'm claiming it.
No, I claim it. So both claim it.
No, clearly multiple teams can claim titles. So this year, LSU's the national title winner. I'm claiming it.
Auburn's already made it clear that they're the best team in the world this year. But nobody has them ranked in the top 25. So, I mean, you take that for what it's worth, I guess.
They're claiming national titles and simultaneously making their defense take it easy on their quarterback to build his confidence. That's happening all at the same time, simultaneously. Same time. We're going to claim 4 titles and tell our defense, hey, just let him complete some passes so he feels better. Like you're playing basketball against preschoolers. Like, let him cross you over and fall down. That's what Auburn's doing right now.
And I love Hugh Freeze comes out because the clip comes out of him, getting mags. Jackson Arnold doesn't throw the ball. He comes out, goes to the media, and he's like, well, when you have a play called and you're against no defense, you expect the play to be executed the way you draw it up. But, it's okay. We understand where the miscommunication came from. No. Let's call this what it was. He messed up. They're so scared to admit that Jackson Arnold made a mistake. Like, my God. It is absurd. They just swear. Like, this team's perfect. This team's perfect. This team's perfect. Hugh Freeze is playing golf. He's banging strippers, and he's not a good football coach. It just is what it is. Let's get it out the way. Auburn is going 5-7 this year. Mark it down. We're busting their ass in the Iron Bowl. Period. Move along.
Oh man, I think that's how we close it out yet again with Cole.
Recruiting right now, just for the record.
Anything else that we got, fellas?
No, I mean, look, we're week 0, man. I know everybody's excited. We got one more week till week 1 because that's how it works. You do week 0 and then week 1, so it's 1 week. Just to be clear, yeah, no, I'm fired up just like everybody else. Let's get after it, man.
Absolutely. Hey, and guess what?
Texas
I didn't hear what
A&M
you said.
Texas A&M has male cheerleaders. I just would like that to be just so people don't forget that we're a milkman. Again, we're just like that on record, so just make sure that's fresh for people.
Buddha's just throwing shots at A&M to close it out. All right. Well, that's all we got for y'all. We'll catch y'all next time. As always, y'all have a good one and hook 'em.
Roll Tide, baby.
First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. Y'all better listen up. This sports talking tough. So if you got a cup, go on and raise it up. I'll raise one with you as we talk about the sports. It's raining stats and rumors. Let us give you the report. This is First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. First 12 ounces.